The super hyped up Promised Neverland. Was it that amazing or just overhyped? So what's up guys, Foxen here. You got the recently released Promised Neverland episode 1. Here's my initial thoughts. Just keep in mind I did go into this blind. I heard some great things about the series, but I really went out of my way to avoid spoilers about it. I just knew it involved orphans and potentially escaping. Also, this being a shonen anime, would it be like One Piece or more like My Hero Academia or even Black Clover? If you really want to go old school, how about Naruto or Bleach? And about the hyped up parts, I've actually seen a lot of comparisons to Death Note and even Attack on Titan. So two top tier anime, setting that bar quite high. First off, what the hell is the Promised Neverland? For the story setting, you got this weird orphanage in the middle of nowhere. They're going with the classic shonen setup, 2 guys and 1 girl. Finally confirmed that's a girl, I'm like 80% sure. But really, Emma's actually the one that stood out for me. You then have the other 2 guys along with her that are in the top 3, one being athletic and the other one more strategic. For this first episode, you do meet some of the other orphans. Not really too much from them, although just enough to get something out of them. They exist. As expected, this first episode is purely a setup for this Promised Neverland world. Is it actually going to be like Neverland? You really get the most from the orphans from their little game of tag. But most importantly, the outside is super bad. You're told multiple times to be suspicious about the gates and the supposed dangers outside. This, combined with them being freaking branded, really just lets your imagination run wild for a little while. Anyway, getting into some of the minor negatives. Unsurprisingly, the initial premise regarding the orphanage was pretty predictable. I mean, they aren't exactly subtle about it. Something has to happen to kick this story into gear. It's just like when the walls have to come down for Attack on Titan to get kicked off. Or for a Isekai anime, for the main character to die in some way before meeting their beloved goddess. That's why I gotta give it a pass. As for an actual potential negative, in this first episode you do get a lot of dialogue stating what everyone is good at and what their weaknesses are. In other words, let me just tell you instead of show you what the character traits are. I'm really hoping that this is only a distraction. Otherwise, it's gonna make me think, is this one of those typical shonen? In other words, are they just gonna continue spoon feeding you all these things? Which is fine, I guess. I just hope that it's much more than that. Either way, all of this actually leads into the grand reveal. While watching this, I really had 2 top guesses. Oh, these kids, they're either gonna be eating them, or they're gonna be doing weird experiments with them. Ding dong! This orphanage is actually a freaking human meat farm. Oh, delicious. How do you want your human? Medium rare for me. What I didn't expect was the monster or alien twist. I'm still not sure what exactly those are. I still got Trigger on the brain, so I'm leaning towards aliens. This now leads into some of the strong points for this Promised Neverland, which were the actual visuals for the grand reveal. I mean, that sensor choice for the poor little blonde girl's body in that blue syrup? Oh, I could feel that. To the expression on Emma and the other kid, you could just taste the sweet terror from them finding out about something they definitely shouldn't have. I really got that horror movie vibe. That being said, the alien or monster thing does look a bit generic. Who knows, maybe it'll creep me out or get more interesting later. On the other hand, that mama lady. Definitely some potential nightmare fuel going on with her. For the actual tale here, they set up a pretty standard escape story for the trio. To be honest, I'm actually not too worried about them. Although I do like how they managed to spice things up. The 3 of them are the top students or kids, so they might be able to escape. But he actually has the potential dead weight to carry. That's gonna be fun and interesting. I'm predicting right now that like half of them won't even make it. Naturally, I'm sure that'll involve a lot of suffering for the main trio, directly or indirectly. The only question that really got me wondering is what part does their intelligence play? In like the middle of the episode, you saw the orphans doing some type of test. Towards the end of the episode, you see the monster with a score list from theirs. This is actually why I was leaning towards them being used for experiments. So who knows, perhaps it's like massaging a cow for Kobe beef. A smart, happy orphan is that much more delicious. Overall, for the Promised Neverland episode 1, this episode does follow some very familiar story beats, and it potentially has all the characters telling you instead of showing you what their unique character traits are. Also, the premise about the orphanage being used as a human meat farm really isn't anything new for horror, although I can't exactly think of some prime example for anime. Which is why, definitely gotta say the first episode got me on board. I'm really curious to see what this ultimately leads up to. I think partially I am giving it a pass just because of how much hype I've heard about the current story. I really have a feeling that the main trio is gonna take a page out of Subtitles for the upcoming suffering. But anyway, more important, let me hear from you. Did you like the Promised Neverland episode 1? What did you think about the twist about the human meat farm? Was it too cliché? Did you have any problems with it? Is the art style too weird for this anime? And have you even seen it? Or maybe you're interested now? And I don't know, perhaps I'll do a follow-up video just to give you my thoughts after the first 3 episodes. Anyway, smash that thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget, 2018 had some amazing anime. So check out my top 10 anime for 2018 that you need to watch, including honorable mentions. My first impressions for the Rising Hero Shield anime should be up now. Check those juicy videos and I'll see you guys later.